world unite. It's time to war, to fight the fight against the puppet masters pulling strings. We'll strip away the power, hear our piercing screams. We won't be silenced anymore. We break free from the chains that they adore. Stand tall, Unrig in the game we rise. We'll bring reality from their lies. Unrig the game, unleash the fury.
This is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Greetings and welcome to Unrig the Game. How's everybody doing out there this evening? Hope you're all doing and living well. So this evening is our final chapter of Vivek Ramaswamy's book, Woke Inc. Chapter is entitled, Who Are We? So I'm anticipating this will be a pretty quick show tonight. And first, let me thank all of the YouTube members for supporting the channel. And thank you to Shelly and Wolfram for also supporting the Rumble channel as well. Tonight, I'm only broadcasting on YouTube and Rumble. I changed my logo, my avatar on X. And evidently, when you do that, if you're a premium member, it takes them like, I don't know how long to recertify you. It's just strange stuff. Had I known that, I might not have changed it, but at least not last night. But I thought maybe if I changed it up to my Win logo, that it might get. I'm just doing a little experiment. I'm just seeing if it'll change things as far as reach and readability and whatnot. And it's still really strange over there. I'm gonna keep investigating. I'm gonna reach out to the X support and see if there's anything going on with my X account, because I was, like I said, I was part of the Justice for Johnny crew. So, and that was before Elon got on there, and that very well could have landed me in segmentation or a parsed out section of people that just don't get seen. It's just really strange that you have 500 people following you, but you don't get the impressions, you don't get the responses, and it's just really strange. So, anyways, no X tonight, just Rumble and YouTube, and that's the way it's going to be. But yeah, Rumble is where the people on Rumble love this this book and this program, so that's where most of the views come from. As it is, this is the kickoff show. So yeah, we just do a little bit of time here, and then we head on over to Rumble tonight exclusively for the reading. That's what we'll be doing. How's everybody doing out there, man? Crazy times we live in. Lots of stuff going on. Lots of stuff flying, man. There's a lot of takes out there about the Ryan Ruth character, but listening to him, and interesting takes. I have my take. It's probably very unique, but I mean, it's unique as far as I can tell. I haven't heard many people have the same quite the same take. But having gone through and read all the X replies from him yesterday with you guys, and just kind of analyzing it, I'm going to stick by what I say. I think that this guy thinks that by taking out Trump, he was going to get the outcome he wanted in the Ukraine-Russia war, which was the annihilation of Russia and the end of Vladimir Putin's life. That's what he wanted. He said it many times in many different ways, including reaching out to Elon Musk to try to buy a rocket to launch at Putin's house. Yeah, he's a real genius. But there is footage now of him being arrested. There is more analysis on where he was at and how he might have got there. He was, evidently up against a fence, and there's all that stuff's out there. I'm saving that for tomorrow night. No need to rush. There's plenty of things going on, but this channel isn't really about rushing to market. It's about walking it in and being careful about the research and so on. So I will cover that. I really want to get off the animal grilling conversation. I think we need to move away from that as quickly as possible. It's a cultural difference. I don't think it's a widespread epidemic of sorts. but I think that there's definitely some problems with multiculturalism forced upon us by bringing people in from other countries that aren't prepared to assimilate. And we've been saying that for years and years and years, right? So we know that that's a problem. We know the southern border is a problem. We know the northern border is kind of a problem too. We know that the immigration policies and the welfare for immigrant policies and everything having to do with immigration are just people in our country is FUBAR right now, right? We need to reset all that stuff. We need to secure our borders. That's the bottom line. That's what it's all about. But I do want to wrap that up. I will say that I want to upon further review, and this is something you won't find on many other creators and many other channels. In fact, tell me where you can find it if you can. I'm kind of like I'm going to walk back my position on the grilling incident in Ohio, even though I know the facts are, it was taken a year ago. It was actually Congoings that had that grill going and everything. But I just can't. I looked at the picture. I've really zoomed into it like big time. I can't settle on the fact that it's chicken. So I'm going to say that it's something that we're not sure about. Like I can't. Nobody can prove it's a cat either. That's the thing. Like nobody can prove exactly what it is. I think that's where it's going to stand, unless somebody ever tracks down the guy who owns the grill and asks him what the hell was on there, because whatever it was doesn't look very tasty. I can tell you that. Doesn't look very tasty. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow night. We'll do some close-ups. I went as far as to study the footage is grainy and blurry and fast. It's like someone likes trying to capture a UFO, like when they're trying to fool you into thinking it's a UFO. But it looks disgusting, whatever it is. I can't even tell if the grill is on. Like, you can't really tell if it's on. I don't remember seeing any smoke or anything coming off of it, but I don't want to settle on anything. I think that, we probably will never know what it is, but I think to say that it's a cat is just as careless as saying it's a chicken. We do, I realize that, hey, stay neutral on this. And if the guy from the Congo ever wants to talk about what the hell that thing was on his grill, it looks disgusting. I mean, it looks disgusting. It's that flat stuff going across of it. I mean, I don't know what that is, but I wouldn't eat that shit. I don't care what it is. I mean, it could be. I was looking up the skeletal structures of cats, rabbits, raccoons, anything, right? And I'm not really confident it's any of that. I just don't know what it is. It's hard to tell. The color's off. The footage is grainy. It's a bad shot. And the guy in the video is just telling you what he thinks it is. He's not saying what it is. He doesn't know. Other people say there's eyewitness reports. I don't think the sources are credible enough to lay on what they say and go, oh yeah, that's definitely what it is. I don't know. But if you want to have a nice disgusting journey, go ahead and look up grilled raccoon, and that's pretty disgusting stuff. It's not pretty. They usually leave the paws on for that. That's one reason when I was looking at it, I was like, okay, could be that, maybe some roadkill. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. So, but I'm not going to back up the chicken claim anymore. I'm going to say, well, I think that that's maybe unprovable at this point. Though it could, people could look at it and see. People can look at things and see different things, right? But I'm gonna stay based and wait for the any kind of evidence, not proof, but evidence that actually comes out. So we probably will never hear about that. Same with the I think same with some other stuff that's going on with this Ryan Ralph guy. There's a lot of people, of course, it's I was joking earlier. I was like, there's a lot of people out there making all kinds of assumptions again, because sensationalism, and I'm not in the sensationalism game, so they can do that. But Ben Alex has got the hard on for the CIA on this one. He's like, this is definitely the CIA. And it's like, there's no proof of that. You want it to be, I know you do, but there's really no proof. Why would you need that when the guy was already unhinged long before he went to Ukraine? He if you listen to the press conference today, they were talking about all of his past charges, his weapons charges. He was not supposed to have a gun. The serial number was scrubbed off the gun that he had there. There's a bunch of different things that came out. I'll cover that tomorrow night because that's what Winning 2024 that show's about. But here on the pre-show, I just talk about whatever, bring things up, usually Vivek stuff. But I found that most of the things I wanted to talk about tonight I really could do tomorrow night, right? Like on this kickoff show, probably needs to be in the title, kind of get some people to understand that that's part of what's going on tonight. It's just Unrig the Game, chapter 15. Who Are We by Vivek Ramaswamy. And I'm going early tonight because I have something to do at 8 o'clock. And so I cannot, I don't really want to go past that. Grimm's Bar, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? So anything you guys want to talk about here for the next 20 minutes or so? Open floor, man. Open floor. Don't leave me hanging though, man. Talk about something. Let's see. Didn't have different colored feet. Usually birds have. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm just. That's what I'm saying. I don't think anybody knows what the hell is on that grill, including the guy who shot the video. Like, I mean, unless somebody out there cooks cats all the time. Like, if you cook cats all the time and you're an expert in cat cooking, please speak up and let us know who you are, and we'll take your. We'll listen to what you have to say. So anybody can claim that's definitely a cat. I think you've probably cooked a cat before. That's where I'm at with it. I haven't cooked a cat, so I have no idea. It's definitely gnarly looking though. You guys want to see it here? That's what I guess what we're talking about right now. But again, I'll probably just mention it again tomorrow night. See window. Share. Yeah, this is me. Like I zoomed in on it. Like I can't. Like it's like I think it's two different things. Like then I was thinking, well, what if it's some kind of what if it's one chicken and something else, right? But then it's like chicken legs usually don't stick straight up in the air, and so that's weird too, right? Like why are they sticking straight up in the air? But then the coloration in it too. Like you can go really, really deeply in. Look at the coloration. Look at the pixelation. What are we looking at here? They said that they're going to look at some veterinarians are going to look at this and say, well, definitely not chicken. Like this thing looks like it's been like maybe flayed through here and cut off right here. Then there's something hanging down right here. I mean, people eat rabbits. That could be a rabbit. That I've tried looking up rabbits, but usually the rabbit legs again are down. So I think in any instance that you're flaying or you're cooking an animal, the legs are down. So why is the legs up on this? Or supposedly the legs, right? Whatever the legs. Why are they sticking straight up? I mean, it doesn't make any sense for any animal. That's the thing that kind of threw me off. I was like, it's a human centipede. That makes more sense. Yeah, that definitely makes more sense. Oh, hold on. I'm giving you guys the partial view here. Let me just squeeze on down the corner. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? It's like it's such shitty footage, man. Like, what kind of phone are you using, bro? It's like from the 80s or something, or from the 80s. 80s. But it's like a flip phone or something. I don't know. But what I thought was a wing, I saw a little bit more to that. And it could be tinfoil. This stuff could be tinfoil. What's this flat shit, man? It's like it looks like it's melting, and I can't even tell if the grill is on. It's just open. I don't know. I mean, it just looks like the Jersey Devils, right? Face huggers. Now there you go. I think that's a problem. They may be face huggers. They could be. They could be face huggers. It's scrab. Scrab. I didn't think about seafood. Scrab. It could be scrab. Or crab. Yeah. Probably scrab. It could be chupacabra, right? It could be chupacabra. Yeah, but I can't jump on any bandwagon for this. I really can't. Of course, I never wanted to jump on the bandwagon, but it just. What is this stuff? What's this stuff down here, man? It's just aluminum foil. You guys think this? Seriously, what do you think this melted stuff, this weird looking flat stuff is? Do you think it's aluminum foil? Why isn't it like done better? It looks like it just looks like something's melting, and it's melting across the grill. It's just so odd. It doesn't make any sense, at all. I really, it totally got me. Tortillas? Okay, tortillas. Okay, something like that. Maybe it's tortillas. I thought maybe the longer we looked at it together, maybe someone else would figure it out. It's a deer with cancer. It's a deer head with cancer. Yeah, it could be. I just don't understand, Yeah, so I'm, like I said, I'd rather know the truth than be right, and I'm humble enough to walk back things, and I'd revet my thoughts. I mean, like, I wish people like, other people out there would revet their thoughts and occasionally apologize for when they're wrong. But, that's why I have a small channel, and I'm not like out there and known. Which is good. I guess in a way, I don't want to be famous like these people that are out there, you know, jumping the shark every half an hour. But evidently it's okay to jump the shark every half an hour in this day and age. So that's that. There's that too. By the way, this is a kickoff show. We will be going over to Rumble very shortly. We're just having a casual little conversation tonight. I'm not really going to dive into much content. I'm going to save it all for tomorrow night on Winning 2024. There's so much to go over. Well, I do have to do that show 2 nights a week, sometimes 3, but usually 2. And I'm just going to let it ride. There's going to be at some point, Trump's going to be speaking from Mar-a-Lago, but the show should be over by then. So I'm keeping an eye on the time. I know that we have a short chapter tonight, and then I'm going to introduce our new book, Big Intel. I'm going to go ahead and go with that book just because I really wanted to read it, and I think it's timely, right? I mean, we're talking about the CIA does everything. I think if Alex Jones's DoorDash shows up 10 minutes late, to him it's an inside job. Like I really do. I mean, he's right about a lot of things, and I encourage him to talk more about the WEF and the UN. But I think he's like 50% Alex right now. Like 50% of the time he's right, 50% of the time he's like on some kind of shark jumping expedition. And I just, we're all on the same side though. He wants the same thing in the end. I want the same thing in the end. And you know what? The truth eventually comes out. So I'll leave it at that. I mean, I'm not religious towards him or anything like that. I don't think he's a savior or God or knows everything. I just think he's a dude who's put a lot of work in and over the years and gotten very popular. What can I say? And I thought InfoWars is supposed to shut down. Anybody know about that? InfoWars is still up and running. Do you think that that's an inside job? Like remember that big whole thing where poor Alex is site's gonna get shut down. I did a report on it, right? But it's still up. It's still up. He's still selling products there. Everything's business as usual. Did they change their mind? I mean, what did I miss? Does anybody know what the story with that is? It's a mini two-headed hydra. I mean, look, the thing about it is carcasses have this body that's in between it. So these are parts like this right here is kind of odd looking, but again, it's the angle. I just don't, it's just hard to say. I actually, if the legs weren't sticking up that far, I'd really be leaning towards rabbit right here, but I don't know. Because I mean, like I said, I went and looked at, you guys want to see the pictures? Oh man, I was planning on doing this tomorrow night, but I'm trying to fill the time here. If you like seeing cooked animals, I got a lot of pictures of cooked animals right now. You don't want to see the cooked raccoons. Those are really nasty. But I mean, you can look them up yourself. Just type in grilled rabbit. I even typed in grilled rabbit with feet. I was lucky I didn't get some disgusting pictures. Grilled raccoon, and then I did rabbit skeleton, raccoon skeleton, cat skeleton, and these are some pictures that probably people don't like to look at, but I just really, this is how far I'll really go to try to vet my own perceptions and really try to really try to get to the truth about things, right? And try to make sure I got all my bases covered. Did I look at the skeletal structure? This part right here kind of got me a little bit too. Again, I mean, if a cat got hit by a car and it was rigor mortis, that would be, that could be it. So if there's rigor mortis sitting in, that's kind of like rigor mortis meat salad. It could be. I don't know. The true inside job is internalizing things for which we have no control. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Graham. I like that. I like it. It's a human arm. Yeah, could be. Oh, I got it. It's a turkey scraped up from the road. It could be. I mean, look at the melting going on here. I just don't get it. I mean, and back here, you could say, well, that looks like a head turned upside down, right? But when you scroll in a little bit more, this starts to, kind of go like, okay, well, maybe this is part of it, but then it's connected to the same color of this, and I just don't think anybody's going to be able to figure it out. People will see what they want to see. Sometimes the truth doesn't set you free. Paranoia is a deep, dark sea. I means you and you means me. Now, those who spin the situation with second-handed information wind their mind up for the taking are. I forget the rest of it. That was one of my songs from a long time ago. It's called Laugh It Off, Man. Laugh it off, man. You're all right, man. You're okay, man. It's called Laugh It Off. Yeah. People see what they want to see. Sometimes truth doesn't set them free. Paranoia is a deep, dark sea. I means you and you means me. Now, those who's been in the situation with second-handed information find their mind up for the taken. I can't remember the rest of the words. Damn it. God damn it. It's been a long time. That was one of those cutting room floor songs anyways. It was too hard for other people to play. I left it. It's supposed to be kind of like vaudevillian, like that, you know. Roadkill. Yeah, I think it's roadkill. Honestly, do. I mean, look, if you got fresh cats running around in the backyard, why are you just going with roadkill? I don't understand. I don't get it. But you know, Tim Pool did a bit on this today. He did a thing on that. He was convinced it was a cat by the end of it, but he was reading that Christopher Russo article, and you know, somehow he thinks that's a cat. I can't say that's a cat. I mean, it's like, well, look at this. It looks stuff like a cat. Well, then why is it? Look, if you fillet an animal, right, and you're going to grill it, if you're not sticking a skewer through it and rotating it over a fire, it's not going to look like that. It could be a shrine, but these guys were from Congo. They were from the Congo. That's confirmed that the people who are using this grill right here are from the Congo. And why is it hanging off the edge like that? That's weird too. Well, you know, look, this part right here isn't on the grill. So maybe what we're seeing, I have to go rewatch the video, but it's not. Yeah, these people are from the Congo, so it makes it more likely that it's a weird animal, I think. But I was looking at a documentary of Haiti, because I was pulling up some of the old research I had from Haiti from a long time ago. But I was looking at a recent documentary, and they're showing people in Haiti like trash piles and living in the guys with the guns in the corners, like all that shit. And there's dogs and cats running around everywhere. And there's dogs and cats running around everywhere. I was like, there's kittens, there's dogs, or the dog's just sleeping next to the guy. I mean, if they were that ravenously hungry, they're eating everything, then you know, I'd imagine that dog and those kittens wouldn't be there. But there are animals running around everywhere, right? And there's also markets full of food there, believe it or not. Nope, can't talk now. I told you. All right. It's a bowl of soup with crabs in it. Yeah, I mean, why is it hanging on? How can it hang off the edge like that? Like maybe we're seeing something in the background that's not really on the grill. And it's because that's why I have to watch the video again. Like maybe this is like just an illusion, an optical illusion. I have to watch the video again. We want to watch the video? I can't find it. How much time I got? I said I'm only gonna go 30. Hey, Cool Gamer, what's up, man? What's up? Cool Gamer, are you reading the book with us? Do you come by to say hi? I appreciate it when you come by to say hi. I just never asked you if you're into the book or not. If you go over to Rumble and read with us. I would have said Marvin the Martian, but it's too white. I know the coloration on this is so strange. Count, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Are we supposed to answer the title as fast as who we are? No, that's the name of the chapter. That's the name of the chapter. So he's going to talk about it. You know, if you know Vivek Ramaswamy, and you know what he really talks about, I think he's going to talk about who are we as a country, our national identity. That's what I'm feeling like. Without reading, I didn't read ahead. I didn't do it. But I think that he's going to talk about national identity in this chapter. It's the last chapter of the book. It's only 20 minutes long. So we're going to read that. And then I'm probably going to skip the acknowledgments and the rest of that stuff. And we'll go to the forward, or the introduction to Big Intel, our next book. You might like this one. If you haven't really been over to Rumble to read with us, we've read Control Oligarchs by Seamus Bruner, probably my favorite so far. Right, we read The Great Awakening, Defeating the Globalists and Launching the Next Great Renaissance by Alex Jones. I thought it was okay. Woke Inc. I think has been really good and insightful. I've liked that one better. And then Big Intel is by Michael Waller, and he did that interview with Tucker Carlson that I covered, and it was a great interview. He seems like he's really based. We'll check it out. This was his book, so we'll see how we're going to do this. It's going to be in parts instead of chapters, which is weird. Because these are just the way I showed you last time how the book's set up. It's set up a little differently. So we're going to do that. So we'll do the intro to that tonight afterwards. And then I'm going to bug out before 8. I'm probably right at 8 o'clock. So quick night tonight. I appreciate all you guys coming and hanging out with me for the early show, the earliest show of Unrig the Game. And then I'll put together the next show, the book 4 show, Big Intel. And I will, either it'll launch next week or the week after. Okay, so I know who Vivek is. You never met Vivek? We've all met him. No, it would be cool. I'd love to get him on the show, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe one day he will. Maybe one day I'll get out there and meet him. I don't know. I'd love to meet him too, dude. I would love to meet Vivek. Hey, Count, what do you think this stuff down here is on the grill? It's like laying on the grill. It looks like it's melted something, doesn't it? It's really gross looking, whatever it is. But why is this part hanging off? Like, you know, I think that maybe this. I don't know, man. I have to watch the video again. I don't know that I have the video handy. Or let's see. I guess I could just go to Alex's. Alex was damn sure it was from Ohio. It was from it was Haitians in Springfield, Ohio. He said, we got proof now. We got proof. It wasn't, you know, I unfortunately wasn't proof, but I'm sure that the grill is an inside job. Let me see. I'll give him the clicks and views he so much wants to see. Where is it at? Where's that? And I like Alex. I'm just giving him a hard time because everything he's like a breaker record sometimes. Let's see. Yeah, you know, that's the whole thing. He wanted maybe Alex is starting to get it a little bit because in this right here, did it just come up on screen? Let me show. Stop this. Go back. Yeah. All right. Oh man, we'll just look at this for a second. Here. Let's see. Now he is seeing on record. Which record, dude? Like I just like I say, he's got this record that nobody's seen. I'm like, what record is he on? What record is he? This guy right here, this dude, really? This is all his stuff. I mean, he made all of it himself, so they're not helping him very much. For all the latest things in the hopes of starting. Yeah, see, now this we agree on. I think he really did want to go full blast. This is my take on it, and I'll talk more about tomorrow. My take on it is this guy, if you read his X posts and you listen to his rhetoric in these videos, hold on.
Thousands of people from every country. We've only got 50 countries represented. We've got 190.
He wants a world war right here is what he's calling for, basically.
So that's unacceptable. So, you know, every civilian from every country needs to come here. You know, this is
that would be called World War III.
an indictment of every.
Does he even realize that? I wonder if he even realizes that would be called World War III.
Civilians, good and evil compass. You know,
there's the good and evil thing. Like to him, it's just that, right? So it's not that these are, you know, like that Russia and Putin are the epitome of evil. And this is why I say it's the Russia collusion hoax, mind control on display, because that's exactly what he's talking about. This is the same things that Hillary Clinton and all of them said over and over again, not just the inciting violence thing, right? Or like, you know, that Trump's, we all know that slander campaign. I'm talking about their rhetoric towards Russia. This guy hates Russia. He hates Putin. Like he wants them dead. Like he said over and over again, we read all of his X posts last night, right? And he said at least 2 or 3 times, maybe, that he wanted that Putin had to be dead and that Moscow had to be in rubble. That's what he said over and over again. So that's his mindset, and that's the only outcome he's really satisfied with. Now, who stands in the way of that happening? Right? Donald Trump. He says he's going to end the conflict on day one. I don't think this guy wants the conflict to end, as even Alex is pointing out here, seemingly that he hoped to start a nuclear war. He really did. He wanted to buy a rocket from Elon and crash it into Putin's house. I don't know. It wouldn't be nuclear, but you know, it would cause a lot. It would get the job done he wanted done. So I'm going to stand by my predictions here. We won't know the truth about it until this guy actually opens his mouth, and I think he really wants to. I think he really wants to let everybody know what he thinks. Right, because he's out there all the time doing it.
If you're not here and you're sitting on your couch watching TV, then you're not doing the right thing.
You see, yeah, if you're not in World War III, you're doing the wrong thing, guys.
You know, this is about caring and kindness.
Dave, it's about caring and kindness. He thinks that going to war and flattening Russia and killing all the people there is caring and kindness. You see how distorted his reality is, and I don't think it has anything to do with Trump derangement syndrome. I think it has to do with Russia derangement syndrome. You know, as in he sees that there's no other way to solve the problem than to eliminate them. Kind of like kind of like the Arabs in Israel, like, you know, wipe it off the face of the earth. He wants to wipe Russia off the face of the earth. This is truly, I believe, what he's after. And he saw Trump as standing in the way of that. And I think he felt like after the debate and after all the rhetoric he's seeing online, that that Trump was going to win the election. So he's like, I have no choice but to go do this, because if he gets in, he'll stop the conflict before we eliminate the biggest evil on earth. And then they'll just come back and they'll do something worse, right? So he's thinking that, you know, this is the only thing that can happen. I mean, he's a loner, obviously. You know, you see his videos and you see all the other stuff that he puts out. He's always by himself. He's always by himself. He's like all these videos, you know,
and loving
all these pictures of him.
altruism. And
He said altruism again. Altruism is that elitist mindset virus thing where they act altruistically. They think that they know everything, so they think they should rule over us. And they do it from a humane standpoint, right? But he's adopted that as a good thing.
everything that's good in the world, we need to show Putin that
See, that's, remember that, what was that series we watched that they were talking about altruism and how that was like the mindset that these people, these elitists, think that they're altruistic, right? But they're really just authoritarian, right? They're using it as kind of like a cover, or they don't even realize that their altruism is really elitism.
generosity is what runs this world, and not cruelty and terrorism.
So he's set on this, and these are the narratives that come off the establishment politicians in the mainstream media, right? They push that forever. And this guy grew up during the Cold War
So
too.
this is an instrumental moment. We cannot let this the interest in this war drop off to nothing.
There, see, he's scared that this thing will get settled and there won't be the outcome that he wants.
And leave the Ukrainians stranded and leave me stranded here for the next
You're gonna be straight, and you want to be there,
10
dude.
years. It can't happen. We've got to do better.
How you gonna be stranded? How you gonna be stranded? So, anyways, that was him, and we were looking for the chicken thing, but I mean the grill marks. But anyways, you can see he's running off about all that stuff. I don't agree with him that this guy's a CIA asset. I'm just going to tell you right now. I think that's just him with a hard on for the CIA. I get it and all, but it just doesn't. Yeah, you don't need to do that. This guy was already unhinged as AF, right? And did you take it down? No, he didn't take it down. He didn't take it. Wait, hold on. See. He thinks the deep state's behind this. He thinks, you know, like I said, it's like, it's just this. It's this guy. This is your deep state. Come on, dude. I don't believe it. I just think he likes the narrative and he goes with it. You know, when all this stuff comes out, like when we actually understand what the truth is and all this, if we do get to that point, you know, all this stuff that's on here is, I don't know if he even looks at it like, okay, well, I just said a lot of this stuff because that's what I thought. And now I misled a lot of people, but I don't know if he's ever felt guilty about that. And that kind of worries me a little bit. I feel guilty enough that after I get off air, I think about what I say and go back and double check what I'm doing. Right. That's just the difference between me and him, I guess. Let's see. I'm glad he pivoted off of this stuff. There's the guy getting arrested. If you haven't seen the picture right there. And like I said, like if I didn't like Alex, I wouldn't be showing his stuff. I think he's probably a really nice guy, but I mean, it's just sometimes he just likes to jump the gun on things. Look at this, it's so cute. All right. Oh, here we go. This is what we want. See that this, look at this, but the Ohio governor who just happened to have a long history of the secret activities in Haiti says everything is okay. Look, let's see if Benny said this right with his little red siren. Investigating reporter in Ohio has confirmed with firsthand interviews, witnesses, and video that cats are being eaten. Okay, that's yeah. Okay, so Benny was on it, but he didn't say that it was from a year ago. But at least he put it right. He worded it carefully. Okay. So let's watch this video again. I'm gonna take out the why does he not know how to? Why does he not know how to hold his camera straight? All right, so now from here, it just looks like it's just propped up. It's weird. I mean, he does have the best vantage point of anybody. Can I do this? No, I can't. All right. But I guess maybe there's a trash can back there. All right. When you go on like the picture that I have, it was I don't know, guys. Does anybody have any thoughts on this outside of like it's definitely a cat? Because I don't know that we can actually agree on it. Now, does the grill look on? Hold on. Tell me if the grill looks on.
Yo.
Okay, stop.
What?
All right. Does the grill look like it's on? I mean, it could be lamb chop. You know what? You know what sticks up in the air when you cook it? Lamb chops, like lamb chops. Those stick up. Like if you have the bone in type, that's the only thing. Eating some lamb, you're doing all right. But it's like I can't quite tell what that is, man. What do you think, Grim? What do you think, Grim? Do you want a bite? You want to taste it? I think I can tell you it's go peeled off. Okay, hold on. I can tell you that it's been dipped. It has been. How can you tell? It's been dipped in scalding water, and skin immediately peels off. That's how they do it in Asian nations. But that's their ancient heritage still clinging to existence. Now, this is from people from the Congo. That is confirmed, right? That is confirmed. The guys who lived in this place, this yard, with all the trash on it. Interesting. Trash. I'm thinking about that. Is that plastic? Maybe plastic wrapping? Is there anything in a grocery store that looks like this? I mean, I have a hard time saying it's chicken because, most people don't need to feed on chicken. Like they would be cut off here, right? That's what made me start thinking about it. I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just like they're from another place. And they have chicken somewhere in the yard and they just killed it and they just leave the feed on because they don't care. Like if it has feed, Americans don't want feed on their food. I can tell you that. Let's see what we got. If you send I sent you a picture on Discord of goose legs. What goose legs are like? Okay. Nah, it's still bone. You still see that knuckle, right? I don't see knuckles here. And like look at the variation of the meat is so sparse, and that's what made me think rabbit or something. That's what made me think rabbit. What's a mutton? What's mutton? Piglet? Yeah, piglets have hooves. I don't know. You know what gets people is this thing right here. Hold on, you can't see my cursor. Damn it! This thing right here is what gets people. Like that's what's getting people thrown off right here. But if you look at the anatomy of a cat or a rabbit or a raccoon, it's similar kind of. They look similar when you strip the skin off, right? So I don't know. And then you have this angle here. This looks like there's nothing there, like just a pure bone, right? That looks like pure bone with the foot cut off. It's like I said, like why is it so flat? The flatness like it just irks me. It irks me. It's like would you just lay the skin out or something? Like there's no meat there. Why would you have that on the grill? I see people often boil things in bags if it's going into a large pot and it's hard to strain. I just think we're not looking at either a chicken or a cat. I just have a hard time coming to an understanding because if you look at like how people prepare cats, right? I mean, when you throw it on a grill, it's going to be flat all the way across, not flat like this flat. It's going to be like laid out. The arms would release and come down, right? They wouldn't be rigor mortis style, like sticking up. That's what's hard to see. That's what's hard to understand. Now, one more time, is the grill on? Is the grill on? I think I see smoke. I think I see smoke. Is that smoke? Or is that his camera? That looks like his camera in his face. Let's look at it again. Yeah, that's his face. That looks like it was like left over, man. Okay, now see that? They got cats in the backyard. I really don't know. That's why I took a screenshot of it and zoomed in. Grim, are you still here? Piglets? Piglets? Maybe? It's a reflection in the it's a reflection in the window. Thanks, Wolfram. Yeah. They took the rib and breastbone out probably. Why? Why? this is a puzzling little mystery we have on our hands here, but I'm going to go ahead and bring this down here because we got to get a move on to get through tonight's chapter. Let's see, 20 minutes. And then, and actually, we can go to the top of the hour. We can go to the top of the hour. I think I'm still good. Let me just double check and see how long the introduction is to the other book. I think I looked at. Oh, it's nothing. Wow, this is going to be interesting. All right, we're going to listen to this, and you guys are going to let me know what you think about it. I think it's going to be a good book. I think it's going to be a good book. Okay, so here's the picture again. What I did, Winder. There we go. All right, so here's the close up again. Now that we've seen the video, all right, and we can go in really close. Now that we've taken a look at the video, we're not sure if the grill is on or not. I don't see flames. I mean, I've grilled stuff before, and it doesn't really look like it's on to me. It looks like it's cold. So okay. So let's take it. Let's baby lamb ribs. Duh. Okay. Because deboning a bird is a common practice when cooking. Okay. I'd say it's a rack of lamb. Okay. All right. You know, I'm just thinking this too. Like, okay, so they grilled last night, right? Let's throw some scenarios out there. We don't know for sure. But let's say that this is leftover. Like they just didn't clean the grill off. And then what they did was they cooked something here, they dug through it, and then they just left it hanging, and they went inside, went to sleep. All right. So and they say, well, we'll clean that tomorrow, man, you know, or however they talk in the Congo. And so this is what was left over. And it was just, that's why it looks all like, you know, so we can't assume that this is actually cooking, that maybe this is left over from the night before, right? So if this was leftovers, what do you think it is? Right? They've been digging through it. They've been pulling on it. They've been cutting things out of it. So they cooked something right on the grill. They moved it around so it's like it's not together, right? Maybe they pulled it apart. Now, if we were to pull this part over to this part, that would kind of get to resembling, you know, a full animal there, right? I don't know if that, you know, some people think it's two things. There's so many things you can do with this. I mean, it's like it's a grifter's delight. This is, you know what this dish is called? It's called grifter's delight because you could make up anything right here. You could say this is, you know, some kind of animal sacrifice. You could sacrificing animals. They do it on the grill because, you know, I heard from a whistleblower. It was an inside job, and you know, they do it on the grill so that they can catch the blood, and they like to rub the charcoal on it or something. You know, I heard a whistleblower tell me that. You can make up all kinds of shit and just put it out there. I'm sure that guy, Concerned Citizen, would love to post some bullshit for you, but I don't, you know. We look at the video, we look at the still image. It doesn't look like it's cooking. The lid is right there. It looks like it, I mean, honestly, it looks like it's been pulled apart. Now, if it's been pulled apart, then it's one thing. You know, if it's some kind of two-legged bird, then it's two things, right? It's hard to tell, but this melty stuff really, really throws the whole picture off. And then the fact the legs are sticking straight up is odd too. It's really odd. The way that it's angled, it's hard to tell if this is actually like a front kind of breadth. Like, okay, no, let's put it this way: if it was leftovers, right, and they had already dug out through the middle and eaten all the goodies in the middle, and they just left this shit in the ends because, you know, who wants that, right? Then there's a lot of extra stuff right here that they didn't eat for some reason. It's so hard to tell what this is. I don't know that you could actually ever come to a conclusion just by looking at this picture. It's an alien mini. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Definitely Jersey Devil. Look at that ass. Grimsbar, where's your intellect, man? Have you figured this thing out yet? He's probably writing a computer formula to figure it out. So yeah, that's what we're looking at here. All right, enough of this stuff. I can look at it all day long and still never come up with anything. But yeah, I'll back off the chicken statement because I mean I thought about it. I'm just like I can't settle. You know I can't settle on that. I just can't settle on it. I mean, at first it seemed good, but I was like, even if you go, I would say the only way that could be possible is if they didn't cut the feed off and they cook it weird. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'll keep trying to figure it out. I think the thing is like we're gonna figure that out later on. Like we did with the guy walking with the goose down the street. Nobody thought to think. The first thing I thought when I saw that picture was like, do we know where this is from? Right? Nobody did. So I was like, okay, we'll kind of let it sit. And then it turns out that it was like 45 miles away from 2 months ago. Right. Which I know it was hard for some people to understand that, but it's like, not you guys, but one of my stopper buyers. But that's the facts, Jack. It was. And so it wasn't connected to this Haitian story. And I think the whole point of it was that, yeah, the Haitians are that they brought in here aren't assimilating good in Springfield, and the people in Springfield are pretty upset about it. And I don't blame them, especially with the driving thing and the cars and the accidents and the no insurance and the no driver's license stuff. That's wrong. You shouldn't be able to do that. But and maybe one or two have affinity for doing some kind of voodoo or whatever. I don't know. Is it all of them? Probably not. There's probably some decent ones there. Just like, man, you guys stop making us look like fools. But the bottom line is they shouldn't be dropping that many people into a small town that isn't, one, can't handle it, and two, where it's the assimilation. There's a language barrier. There's an assimilation barrier. And it's just bad news. This is that, like I said, the whole thing is foobarred from top to bottom, from the southern border to the northern border to the asylum system to everything. It's all foobarred. So it has to be redone. It has to be remanaged with different people with better brains. And I think that's what we're trying to do here is get better brains elected. Hopefully you can make it. We only got 7 weeks left. What's the week count are we on? Hey, Wolfram. What's the week? How many weeks we got left? Kamala creature thing's gonna get your wiener. Eunuch slaves for Kamala. What? That's funny. Oh man. Okay. Well, guys, let me see what's going on in Rumble. Hey, Rumble, you guys ready for us, man? Let's see. I didn't even pull my Rumble window up yet. How we doing over there? Okay, hey, Rumble, what's up, guys? I see you. Hey, thank you to by the way, I want to say thank you to special shout out to my Rumblers. Nadgob 13, Scott 0968, this is Scott 0968, and Noman, who I met over in Jacob Castro's stream. He did a scream after mine the other night. I stopped in and watched him make an Excel spreadsheet of a calorie counter for for survival. So it was really cool. Jacob Castro has a lot of skills. You should subscribe to his channel, follow him, drop in on his live streams. But welcome to all the new Rumble followers. We are up to 489. You guys are catching up with X fast. I think you'll pass him. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it tonight. All right, guys. What we're gonna do now is head over to Rumble exclusively. We're coming to you, Rumble. Let me get the link. The link. It's only one tonight. The link in the chat here, because X, I told you I screwed up on and changed my, how dare I change my avatar on X. I got my Secret Service agent that intercepted the assassin did an interview. Oh, really? Wait. Okay, wait. What you got? You gonna send it to me? You want me? Is it good? Is it worth watching? Is it better than a weird mystery meat on a chicken on a grill? All right. I bet it is. Sure is. All right. Oh, do I not even have that up? Man, I'm really slacking tonight. It's all right. Slacking. At least I'm not putting out a bunch of grifty shit. There you go. I can always come back to that. I did remember to turn the latency down. Okay, well, let's Grimsbar once again. Let's stop. This is Dane DeVito. What are you doing to me, dude? Why are you sending me a Danny DeVito? Get me copyrighted, dude. No. This will get me copyrighted, man. That's always funny. That's always in Philadelphia, whatever that show is. I'll have to cut it out. It won't be worth it. You have to get me non-copyrighted stuff, man. All right. All right. Enough of this. Let me put this thing out in the damn chat. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Full stream link tonight. It's just Rumble. Yeah, like I said, I changed my avatar. They took my check mark away for like however many days. They had to confirm my avatar. It's just a damn logo. It's the same one I use right there. It's the same one you see in chat. It's that one. Not as good though. I almost wanted to change it. I was like, I don't want to just take another 4 days. I'll just go with whatever it is. Again, I'm just doing an experiment to see if things pick up. This is all right. We still got time. I keep trying to rush over there. And I'm like, oh yeah, we got like 20, 30 minutes worth of reading tonight. That's about it. So we can talk a little bit longer. Anything else we want to talk about? Anything else? Grimsbar, what's up, buddy? What is up? It better have. You know what? I do have something. I do have some stuff I can play. I'm saving some up for tomorrow night. On this, let me pull this up. This will take It take too long. I'm all over the place tonight. Let me see. Oh wait, there. Oh, no, stop. We did all these. Okay. Yeah, no, this is fine. This is weird because this is gonna seem weird because it says JD Vance doing a State of the Union of some kind, and it'll seem weird because you can't hear. He's just giving an answer to Dana, but you can't hear Dana interrupting. So he'll like every now and then and be like, "No, Dana, I'm gonna finish what I'm saying," but you won't hear her say anything. It's kind of wild. So here we go.
Well, Dana, first of all, what's putting the residents of Springfield at risk, which was a town completely ignored by the American media until Donald Trump and I started surfacing some of these concerns, is that they can't afford housing, they can't afford healthcare. The schools have been overwhelmed, the hospitals have been overwhelmed, and they're overwhelmed because Kamala Harris allowed 20,000 Haitian migrants to get dropped into a small Ohio town of about 40,000 people, and it's completely overwhelmed the services. Now, you ask, why have I talked about some of the things that I've been talking about? Let me just say this. My constituents have brought approximately a dozen separate concerns to me. 10 of them are verifiable and confirmable, and a couple of them I talk about because my constituents are telling me firsthand that they're seeing these things. So I have two options, Dana. I could ignore them, which is what the American media has done for years to this community, or I can actually talk about what people are telling me. And of course, many of the things that the media says are completely baseless have since been confirmed. For example, I was told, Dana, that by the American media, that it was baseless that migrants were capturing the geese from the local park pond and eating them. And yet there are 911 calls from well before this ever became a viral sensation of people complaining about that exact thing happening. So my attitude is listen to my constituents. Sometimes they're going to say things that people don't like, but they're saying things that people don't like because their town has been overwhelmed, and it's my job to try to fight for them and to protect them. Kamala Harris opened the border, and now these people are suffering. That's what I'm focused on, Dana. Dana, first of all, let me just respond to a couple of things that you said, but I want to start with something you said, which I think is frankly disgusting and is more appropriate for a Democratic propagandist than it is for an American journalist. There is nothing that I have said that has led to threats against these hospitals. These hospitals, the bomb threats and so forth, it's disgusting. The violence is disgusting. We condemn it. We condemn all violence and threats of violence. But to say, no, Dana, to say, Dana, no, you asked a question, Dana, and I'm going to go ahead and answer it. What we have said is that this town has suffered terribly under the policies of Kamala Harris. Now, you just accused me of inciting violence against the community when all that I've done is surface the complaints of my constituents, people who are suffering because of Kamala Harris's policies. Are we not allowed to talk about these problems because some psychopaths are threatening violence? We can condemn the violence on the one hand, but also talk about the terrible consequences of Kamala Harris's open border on the other hand. Now, let me just fact check a couple of other things that you said, Dana, because it's important. You said that all of these migrants are in the country legally. They're in the country through what's called temporary protective status. That is when Kamala Harris waved a magic amnesty wand, taking people and giving them legal status. That is not to say that they're here legally. That is a terrible indictment of her amnesty policies that have further opened the border and further caused terrible migration into this country. No, Dana. You made a point. I agree. You don't want to talk about policy, Dana, which is why you're talking about utter distractions instead of about the fact that Kamala Harris, Dana, granted amnesty at a mass level. She granted amnesty at a mass level. Dana, my constituents were the ones who talked about eating dog and cats, and I talked about it because you were ignoring this community. My constituents talked about it, and it is my responsibility to surface their concerns when the American media ignores it. Dana, I've been to Springfield probably 100 times in my life. I've taken my children to get ice cream at Young's Jersey Dairy. Have I been in the last 4 days? No, I haven't been in the last 4 days, but I've talked to a lot of people in Springfield, Dana, and they're telling me this stuff is happening. Dana, would you like to ask me questions and then let me answer them, or would you like to debate me on these topics? I noticed that when you had Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, you gave them multiple choice answers to the questions that you asked, and you allowed them to answer the questions. I'm happy to be here to talk about policy, but if you're going to interrupt me every single time that I open my mouth, then why am I even doing this? So please ask a question, and I'd ask you to be polite enough to let me answer it. Dana, first of all, my heart goes out to the Clark family, and I don't bring their son's name up because they've clearly expressed a preference for politicians to not bring their son's name up. I wish them all the best. I can't believe what kind of a tragedy they've experienced, but I'm still going to keep on talking about what the migrants have done to Springfield, Ohio, and what Kamala Harris's open border has done to Springfield, Ohio. And Dana, I think this illustrates the entire contrast between how we're trying to go about this debate and how a lot of the Democrats are trying to go about this debate. They're talking about 12 Proud Boys marching in Springfield, Ohio. They're talking about the frankly fake debunkings of a lot of these stories that are out there. I'm talking to my constituents, and I'm hearing terrible things about what's going on in Springfield, and Kamala Harris's open border policies have caused these problems. The hospitals are overwhelmed, Dana. The schools are overwhelmed. The local services are completely overwhelmed. You have people who can't afford housing. Homelessness has gone up. Murders are up by 81% because of what Kamala Harris has allowed to happen to this small community. I'm going to keep on talking about that. Now, of course, we can criticize violence. We can also still talk about the problems that are happening in Springfield, and we should be able to do both those things simultaneously, Dana. Dana, the evidence is the firsthand account of my constituents who are telling me that this happened. And by the way, I've been trying to talk about the problems in Springfield for months, and the American media ignored it. There was a congressional hearing just last week of angel moms who lost children because Kamala Harris let criminal migrants into this country who then murdered their children. The American media totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast. You had one interview with her. You talk about pushing back against me, Dana. You didn't push back against the fact that she cast the deciding vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which is why a lot of Americans can't afford food and housing. We ought to be talking about public policy. Dana, it comes from firsthand accounts from my constituents. I say that we're creating a story, meaning we're creating the American media focusing on it. I didn't create 20,000 illegal migrants coming into Springfield thanks to Kamala Harris's policies. Her policies did that, but yes, we created the actual focus that allowed the American media to talk about this story and the suffering caused by Kamala Harris's policies. Dana, I condemn all white supremacists. I'm obviously not. I'm married to a non-white person. I don't like these people, but I think that we have to keep our focus not on 12 marchers going down the street, but on the fact that thousands of residents have had their lives destroyed by Kamala Harris's policy. I find this very unusual, Dana, that the American media is more interested in a bunch of losers marching down the street than they are in the fact that Kamala Harris has made these people's lives worse. I'm not talking about 12 Proud Boys. I'm talking about 40,000 residents, 40,000 constituents of mine, many of whom can't afford housing and food because of Kamala Harris's
Proud Boys losers?
That is what I want to focus the media's attention on. We're going to keep on doing it because I think the American people deserve a government that puts their interests first. And can I make just one more final point about this, Dana? You've heard a lot of the media focusing on every possible distraction from the story in Springfield. You've heard them focus on these Proud Boys marches. You've heard just in this interview, Dana, the suggestion that because some psychopath is calling it a bomb threat, somehow we have to then ignore 40,000 Springfieldians.
Hey, by the way, it's come out today that the bomb threats are coming from overseas. So figure that one out.
Who are having their lives worsened by Kamala Harris's policies? Well, what is the implication, Dana? I actually love to have this conversation right now live on air. What is the implication when you say you calling out these problems has caused a bomb threat? You accused me of causing a bomb threat. Doesn't that mean you should shut up about the residents of Springfield? Don't you realize you're engaged in basic propaganda to silence the concerns of American citizens? Please. No, Dana, again, I think this is an important conversation. Look, the Springfield mayor, he's dealing with a lot of terrible things. I certainly sympathize with the guy, and we're going to try to help him out. But he did not accuse me of inciting a bomb threat. He just didn't. And if we're going to take the firsthand accounts of people who are on the ground in Springfield, why don't you bring on some of the people on your program who say that the migrants are eating their pets? You're applying a double standard here. You're saying if one person accuses J.D. Vance, I'm going to take that person's word as the gospel truth, even if you misrepresent it. If you have another person who's saying they're eating the cats, you're going to completely ignore them, attack them, silence them, and harass them. That double standard is why the people don't trust the media and why we're not talking about public policy 51 days out from a presidential election.
Right.
Dana,
Let's do that.
Roll the tape. You just accused me of inciting a bomb threat. There's no evidence of this. I condemn violence and threats of violence. We should be able to do that and also still talk about what's going on in Springfield.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Let me stop that there. Okay, cool. There we go. There's a little something. All right. Link is pinned in the chat. It is saved in the description. We're going to jump over to Rumble now. to do the final chapter of Vivek Ramaswamy's book, Woke Inc. The title of the chapter is Who Are We? We're going to find out, and we're going to listen to the introduction of our next book, Big Intel by Michael Waller. All right, you guys, come on, join us on over there, man. Thank you, everybody that came to the kickoff show. I really do appreciate you being here, man. Love each and every one of you. If you're here, you're part of the solution, and thank you for being a winner and doing that. I will see you soon here on Rumble. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. for Winning 2024. And I got a packed show full of lots of stuff. We'll talk about everything. All right. So until then, YouTube, later.
Man, everyone's tensed up for a Rumble.